you, Pam. So now it's an opportunity for people to come up who have not signed up. Katherine?
I too wish everybody happy New Year. Good time. Just for a couple of information, I'm going to offer a couple of points that may help you with your consideration. I represent the EDC Team Jefferson, which has a contract with both the county and the state to coordinate economic development activities. Although we've not been asked, or our council advice has not been asked on this issue or our participation. But I want to honor that the city manager, both at this meeting and another meeting, spoke about the need to collaborate and the need to convene and maintain our options on the shared economic development strategy. And in fact, that has been one of our pleas as an economic development, is we need to bring together all the parties and have a shared economic strategy. And as the assistant to the governor for economic development says, a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. So at least during this period of time, we could be investing in our collaboration and investing in our infrastructure and being able to be ready when a really competitive new economy comes. Just as in history, 4 years ago, before the EDC imploded, its annual budget was $150,000, shared equally with the city, the county, and the port. The city withdrew its funds, the port withdrew its funds. The county now contributes $25,000, and we have a contract with the state for $40,000. So we don't even have basically about a third of what you used to invest in economic development. I think that is something that needs to be addressed as we come to the table together, and litigation takes that money out of that ability to come together and collaborate and plan. When Team Jefferson started, we had about 6 years of research on what helps a rural economy grow. It's focusing on its assets, it's looking at its opportunities. And one thing that's really critical in this community is we need to increase the hourly wage of our employees. We actually have a fairly competitive unemployment rate. We actually have a fairly competitive educational rate, but we have very low wages compared to other communities around the area. In trying to look at how you raise the hourly raise, you look at what we call the UPS economy, high value, small niche. That goes out of airports. That leads to something by the airport. There's a lot of articles right now about food raise the new economy. The opportunity to do commercial value-added agriculture closer to the farms, being able to have something that doesn't require transportation. If there's less water and we still want food, that means we have to be more creative about how we add value in processing. And that's an opportunity out of the airport. Shellfish, which is a $70 million industry, is out of the airport. I would like to suggest that how this came is through a decision and an effort to get more data about what was economically viable, to try to figure out what could happen in this county. And the request was a grant, which has been obtained and offered to the Peninsula Development District. But to go forward with that grant, hire a consultant to do a feasibility study and try to identify a new high-value industry that could best use that facility, it needed to be rezoned before the Department of Commerce would fund it. So your participation in PDD and their call for feasibility funding is what initiated this. And they would also say that there's a file and reports letter that they will finish the feasibility study and then continue for at least 2 other years with negotiations with the city and the county to try to determine what best to put out there. So it really is an investment in exactly what the city manager called for, a collaborative table to figure out what the best opportunity is. Unfortunately, we can't fund it. We shouldn't ask private industry to fund the plan, and it came